Hey, I'm Adam with a special edition of Somerset Scoop, a production of Somerset County Recreation Parks and Tourism. We are in Crisfield today in a very historic place. We are in the Ward Brothers Workshop, the creation of an art form. It's an unbelievable place. You can really feel the spirit of the arts here. You can really go back in time when you're here. Rich Smoker's with us. Rich is a decoy carver himself. He's going to kind of give us a little bit of background because you can really dive into the Ward Brothers. But Rich, thank you so much for being with us today. I want you kind of to give us the history of the Ward Brothers and what makes this place so special.
I'll be glad to, in a nutshell. The shop itself here was probably built around the 1870s. It was built by Travis Ward, Lem and Steve's father. He also built a house that was out along the road that was lost during the hurricane that we just had. But the boat shop is still here. We are in the boat shop right now, where Travis laid many a keel for a boat, carved lots of decoys. The front of the shop was always open, but attached to it are the original barber shop that Travis built to cut hair, and both of his sons followed into that pursuit. And then attached to it is the lean-to for Lem that was built by Norris Pratt and his team to paint for, Lem could paint in there. This whole place is historical. I remember the first time I came down here to open up to put on these weekend tours, I couldn't get the door unlocked. I couldn't get that door unlocked. All three of them wouldn't unlock for me until I finally said, okay guys, I'm coming in no matter what. You know, I'm coming in. And then the door would unlock, and then I was able to get in. So I think Lem and Steve finally made their peace that we were coming in and we were going to show people, you know, what transpired here. And we've been doing that for a long time now. That happens every other weekend in the summertime, every other Saturday from 10 to 2. And we like to put on tours to show everybody what's going on, or where everything happened, where this art form originated in this area. Considering that Steve carved his first decoy in 1911, they were going strong until Steve died and then passed away in 1983. So this is the birthplace of an art form. Along with, there's other places up and down the East Coast. I think there's 5 different shops that are open, and this is just one of them. So, but this is where it starts. Wood chips on the floor, the musty air in here. You know, it's just this is Mecca for me. When I come down here on a Saturday or during the week, just to sit and carve, it's brings back a lot of memories. You can hear everything that went on, being that this road down here on Sacratown Road, we are at 3195 Sacratown Road, Crisfield, Maryland. And just to throw a plug. But this used to be a vibrant area. This was all houses through here, you know, and there was a lot of carvers that were
There were a couple stores back in the day, right?
Lots of stores.
Yeah.
I mean, one of our earliest carvers, Jimmy Brinks Nelson, had a store right out here at Jenkins Creek, where you would turn in to come back Sacratown. We have, I'll give you a sidebar too, down at the Taws Museum, through the auspices of Crisfield Heritage Foundation, we have a collection of Somerset County decoys, and starts out with Jimmy Brinks Nelson. It's one of the earliest ones we have. We have over 120 some birds down there at the collection right now. We also have a new exhibit of the Ward Brothers miniatures, where there's over 30 birds in that collection to show everybody, and we put in a new exhibit of just Somerset County birds. Just fellows from Somerset County that have carved, or are still carving. So it's This is where history was made. It's like I was telling you earlier, Adam, that you go anywhere in the world and you mention Crisfield, it's not so much crabs they're going to say. They're going to say Ward Brothers, home of the Ward Brothers.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's a cool thing for me.
Yeah, and you know, Rich, we were talking about it earlier, like you said, really taking what was a utilitarian thing, which was making a decoy to float in the water to kill a duck so you can have some food, and turning it into works of art.
Exactly. Steve was more inclined to make decoys to hunt with, and make them quickly. I mean, Steve could sit down and in the course of a day carve a dozen, 13 heads, and then the next day start on the bodies, and within 2 or 3 days have them all set to go, send them over to Lem. Lem was the painter, and he didn't like to let good enough be good enough. You know, he had to put his mind in it. You know, by example, this goldeneye over my shoulder is one of his, and there's their works. This was actually done by Lem. You can tell that by the way the carving was done, and the painting. And Steve didn't believe in that so much. He believed in let's make $1. And it took Lem a long, long time before he could convince Steve that there was more money in making decorative birds than there was just on decoys. Around the 50s, things changed. You know, big decoys weren't utilized anymore because plastics are coming out. Hence, that's why you find a lot of miniatures that the Ward brothers made. And you know, they're all over the place. And it's I shouldn't say all over the place. That sounds like they're laying dead along the road. It's not that way. No. You know, they are in a profusion everywhere, but it's good to see them, you know, and fun to collect. But this is, without a doubt, an art form. Steve stayed with the idea of, you know, making decoys to sell. Lem decided he wanted to jump into an art form, and he did a lot of the decorative birds. A lot of the decorative birds that you'll find all over the place started over in Lem's room, and that's what he wanted to do. So.
Absolutely a treasure here in Crisfield in Somerset County. You mentioned the Crisfield Heritage Foundation,
yes.
the Taws Museum there in Crisfield. The Crisfield Heritage Foundation actually owns and maintains this property.
They do indeed. It was deeded to them, and they bought this area, this property, and they had let Lem's daughter Ida live in the house until she passed, and then they took it over. And you know, I'm glad that, you know, they kept this building. We have people come from all over. I mean, I've had people from out of the country come here. We've had people from Alaska and from Florida and foreign states like Maine, you know, and even Texas. Holy moly! But people come here just because of the Ward brothers, you know. And it's like somebody told me one time that no man is a prophet in his own land. You know, the locals don't look at Lem and Steve as really prophets. You know, they were just down home boys, you know, and making a buck, making a living. But people from out of the area think they're prophets, and come here to see their work, and come here to see where it started. So, and you know, likewise on a Saturday, I'll have the doors open here at 10. We open from 10 to 2. For tours, or just come mosey around, look. I have a nucleus of some fellows that one guy comes from Delaware, another from Snow Hill, another one from Crisfield, and we sit and we carve in here. A lot of these chips on the floor are theirs. A lot of them are mine. And you know, to us, this is going home. This is what it's all about. And the last time we were in here, we had a 12-year-old that started carving, and you know, I knew his uncle and you know, his grandfather, and they came in, and the boy shows aptitude. So we'll keep working with him. Plus, you know, Crisfield Heritage Foundation puts on carving classes during the course of the year.
Yeah,
and that's a big thing. You know, it's a fundraiser for them. We have a painting class coming up here in August, which is with a world-class master painter, and that is really going to be something which is filling up very quickly. a class on color theory for artists. So it's a fun thing. They're trying to, Heritage Foundation is trying to branch out and do whatever people would like, which is a big thing.
Absolutely.
You know, one thing they haven't gotten into is tourism. So your job is safe.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, you're
good then. But great partners, great tourism partners with us is the Crisfield Heritage Foundation. The Taws Museum, definitely something to check out, and the Ward Brothers Workshop every other Saturday throughout the season. Open.
Yep, on the website, Crisfield Heritage Foundation website, the dates will be listed right there and the times. And we'll open if somebody's down here and they want to go through the shop, they have to contact the museum, and we'll try to get them in here. If we're not scheduled to be open.
Absolutely. And we've got all that information on our website too at visitsomerset.com.
Okay.
And like Rich said, take advantage of the carving classes. It's great to see, we were talking earlier, we shared some photos that were taken a couple weeks ago at one of the tours, and a ton of response, a ton of interest in the art form, a ton of interest in getting young people involved, a great thing for young or old to take part in.
Yeah, the photographs were taken by a professional photographer that was at the Smithsonian.
Yes.
So I mean, you're getting people like that caliber in here to take pictures of this area.
That's right.
And that means everything in the world to me, that we're being recognized. So that's what it's all about.
Definitely put this one on your to-do list, on your bucket list. If you're in the area, if you're not in the area and you are seeing us, look up the Ward Brothers. You're going to see a ton of stuff online, and you can actually come here and see where the art form was created and where it evolved, right here on Sackertown Road in Crisfield.
Yeah. One of the questions I get a lot of is people will come in and say, decoys, are they worth anything? Are they valuable? I saw one just recently, a Ward Brothers Goldeneye sold for over $128,000. It's like, what? $128,000? Yeah, it's just amazing. And I know some birds from the wards that have traded hands privately for close to $250,000. So I mean, they're out there, they did some fantastic work over the course of their lifetimes. They reportedly did over 25,000 birds.
Wow.
So I mean, that's a lot out there.
That is
and
a lot.
It's a lot that have gone by the wayside.
Yep.
That have rotted in the marsh. But nonetheless, that makes everyone else that's they're more valuable.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
And it's like, you think about an original Picasso, original works of art by the original artist. That's what we're talking about here.
Yep, exactly. And for what they did, they were the Picassos of this area, this period. There's only a very few carvers that are noted in that same bracket as they are, as Lem and Steve. When they talked, people listened.
Absolutely.
When they talked, I listened.
Absolutely.
When I first met them, it's like, boy, oh boy, oh boy. For somebody who was as young as I was, to meet them and, they were already an idol. And then to talk with them, and they talked with me, it was just fantastic. And it left an impression on me. It's probably changed me. I've been doing this for 56 years now, and I can't think of anything else I want to do. Not mow grass or anything like that.
Right.
So, but I would rather carve birds, and this is it. It led me on a career. So, much to my wife's chagrin.
So come see where history was made right here at the Ward Brothers Workshop, Sackertown Road in Crisfield. You can find out all the details. Crisfield Heritage Foundation. Check them out online. Make sure you take advantage of the carving classes, of the painting classes. They got a lot of stuff upcoming that we'll definitely tell you about. And check out visitsomerset.com for all the details on the classes, on the tours. It is just what really one of the gems that makes Somerset County what it is right here.
Definitely. Somerset is a diamond in the rough, without a doubt. We moved here over like 45 years ago and never looked back. So this is home.
This is home. This is home for sure. So let's slide into Somerset Scoop. We've got some events happening this weekend. A lot going on at the James Island State Park on Saturday. Yoga in the park starts at 10 a.m. You're going to have micro fishing going on along with a reptile display for the kids and then a sunset paddle at 7:30. Lots of things that are upcoming in the next few weeks, but we're going to leave it there and really take it all in. Breathing history this afternoon at the Ward Brothers Workshop. This Saturday, you can come on out. The tour starts at 10, and it's very, very informal. Rich will be here. You want to talk to him? He'll give you more history. He might even show you how to carve. I don't know, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah.
So again, check out the Crisfield Heritage Foundation online. Check us out. Visit somerset.com. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And the Crisfield Heritage Foundation, they've got a real good presence on their Facebook page too. So make sure to follow them. We hope to see you right here this weekend in Somerset County.